At a time when we are stretched financially. It hasn't worked, it won't work, and the Greens will continue to oppose it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Dr. Cam Calder.
Mr. Speaker, it's a great pleasure to rise and take a brief call on the Prisoner and Victims Claims 2012 Expiry and Application Dates Amendment Bill. And that bill the title of that bill sums up its purpose. Mr. Speaker, it was a great pleasure to me to be part of a government elected in 2008 which had as one of its raison d'etre a concentration on allowing our communities to be safe places. We stressed the importance for a citizen to be able to live in a state of security, to be safe in their community. And where I was campaigning, where I had my office based manually, we have certainly seen the fruits of that enlightened approach by this government in the form of policing excellence programs, neighbourhood policing teams, public safety teams, and also, has to be said, the crime rate has fallen, but there are still victims. Work that we are doing to redeploy and refocus our system on the rights of victims. We're focusing the justice system on the rights of victims. We want less bureaucracy, less delay, and a greater focus on victims. And this is what this bill helps to bring about. The Prisoners and Victims Claims Act 2005 restricts and guides awards of compensation sought by prisoners under the state's control or supervision, and provides a simplified process for the making and determination of claims that a victim of a prisoner may make against compensation required to be paid to that prisoner. And the restrictions on the awarding of compensation expire, and as we've heard from previous speakers, and the victim's claims process applies only to compensation in respect of claims made before the 1st of July of this year. This bill will defer that expiry and extend the application for 1 year so that restrictions on awarding of compensation expire with the close of 30 June 2013. And the victim's claim process also applies to compensation awarded or to be paid pursuant to an out-of-court final settlement in respect of a prisoner's claim made on or after the 1st of July 2012, but before 1st of July 2030. In other words, this bill bridges the gap ahead of us here. So it is a bill that focuses again on relentlessly on supporting our victims. And we've done, as we heard from our chairman, a number of other areas, where we have achieved this end. We've established a victim compensation scheme, a $50 offender levy on all offenders regardless of the crimes they commit. We supported victims through the Victims of Crime Reform Bill. We've got more help for families affected by homicide, more help for sexual violence victims. Mr. Speaker, this bill is a necessary bill to allow us to review the legislation before the House, as we heard from the Minister, and I appreciate the collegial view from the opposition supporting this bill. I commend the bill to the House.
I call Dennis O'Rourke.